All right. Hello, everyone. Hello. Let me see who all comes in here to talk about the Michigan Wolverines' decisive 52-10 victory over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Let me make sure this is broadcasting to YouTube. As you guys can see, I am not at home. I am in a hotel room. So whenever, from experience, from the Big Ten championship game last year, whenever I do a stream in a hotel room, I'm doing it on my phone because I have the nice 5G signal, and I don't trust hotel signals anymore. So let me see if I can get myself on YouTube here. Let's see. Let me go to my channel. Please smash that like button up. Raheem Gaines is here, and Trepa Coles is here as well. All right, there is the live icon. That means I am live. I know Raheem Gaines is happy because the Colorado Buffaloes won. Raheem Gaines is rooting for the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Colorado Buffaloes, just like his brother Abdul Gaines. All right, there's me. Sometimes I think I should do all my streams off the phone because this looks crystal clear. All right. So the Wolverines just defeated the Minnesota Golden Gophers up in Minneapolis. You guys know how I do. I have my notes. I was taking notes during the game. I can never watch these games anymore without taking notes. Maybe I should go work for the Detroit Free Press or the Detroit News or something like that. I just can't sit and watch and enjoy the games. Please smash that like button if you haven't. The likes are free. Those help with the engagement, and those help me, and those likes help the channel out. They're free. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. And I want to thank all of my new subscribers who have subscribed in the last 2 weeks. I don't get, on Monday nights, I don't always get a lot of live views when I'm doing the predictions, and then depending upon when these games end on Saturday night, I don't always get a lot of views live. But whoever is watching, you all support the channel on the playback, and I very much appreciate that. Please smash that like button as well. Wow, it's 11:18 on the East Coast. I'm here in Boulder. I'm in Boulder, Colorado. I didn't come out here to see Raheem Gaines's team, the Colorado Buffaloes. They were down in Tempe, Arizona. I came to a science writers conference, and so I'm in Mountain Time. So right here it is 9. It's 20 after 9. It's 20 after 9. So all right, let me play the intro, and then I'm gonna jump in, and then I'm gonna you guys have comments. Let me know what you guys think from today's action. If you guys have comments, I will read your comments. And also, again, guys, smash that like button, get the engagement up. If you want to donate something, my Cash App and PayPal are below. You can leave a super chat as well. I don't have my same functionality here since I'm doing this off my phone, but I can definitely get to your comments, no matter how snarky and no matter how pro Ohio State or how pro Colorado they are. Abdul Gaines had some disparaging comments about Michigan's schedule. I'm going to get to that as well, but I'm going to play the intro, and then I'm going to jump in on the back end. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday night. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. Shout out to Bo Lytle. Respect is earned. If you see fit, please like this stream live or on the playback. And also, if you see fit, please consider subscribing to the channel. All right. Wow. So we are in week 6 of the college football season. It's flying by. It didn't feel like it at the beginning, but it is literally flying by. And Michigan, after 4 straight games of being at home, the Wolverines have finished up their 2-game, their stretch of being away for 2 games. Last week, the Wolverines defeated the Nebraska Cornhuskers 45-7 out in Lincoln. And the Wolverines just defeated the Minnesota Golden Gophers 52-10 up in Minnesota. I originally wanted to go to that game, but this conference was the same weekend, and this is for my career, and so some things take precedent. And also, I wanted to go to the Nebraska game last week, but things didn't line up. All this stuff costs money. We're in a recession. Our dollars are inflated, or the prices are inflated, so you can't do everything that you want to do. Anyway, the Wolverines defeated the Golden Gophers tonight 52-10. So they looked really good. I was concerned early on because Minnesota, they had some success running the ball early on, and they ripped off some long runs early on in that first quarter. And I kind of said, okay, well, it looks like we're going to be in for a bit of a grudge match and a fight here. We're supposed to defeat Minnesota handily, but Minnesota's showing some fight. So I don't want to steal Johnny Olden. I don't want to steal Johnny Olden's line. I don't think he'll mind if I say it once, but I'm providing him attribution. In the back of my mind, I knew that Jesse Minter makes really good adjustments. And even though Minnesota was having some success early in that first quarter, I knew that probably Jesse Minter would make some halftime adjustments, and they would get nothing. And they would get nothing in the second half, which is what happened. So that's a bit of a nod to Johnny Olden right there. His line is, "You gets nothing." So I'll just say that Minnesota got nothing in that second half. All right, so let's go over my notes. I'll go over my notes, then I'll go over the statistics, and I'll go over the other scores from college football because okay, Abdul Gaines is here. Since Abdul Gaines is here, I have to give him his ceremonial Nick Saban greeting here.
I don't know how else I can say it, guys. I've said it 3 different occasions. Well, then I guess I have to say it. I'm not going to be the Alabama coach. I think I've said this over and over and over again.
I'll give Abdul one more.
And I'm going to continue to live that way and try to do what's right. And, you know, that's who Nick Saban is. All right, so regardless of what anybody says, that's who Nick Saban is.
That's Abdul Gaines's favorite coach, his favorite head football coach. Please smash that like button, especially you, Abdul. You just came in. Do me a favor, smash that like button. Okay, so Michigan defeated the Golden Gophers, the Minnesota Golden Gophers 52-10. The Little Brown Jug is going back to Ann Arbor where it belongs. All right, so in quarter number 1, Michigan's first score did not come from J.J. McCarthy, Roman Wilson, Blake Corum, Cornelius Johnson, Colston Loveland, or any of those guys. Michigan's first score is late, even though it's only 9:30 here. I'm still on East Coast time, so I'm still kind of adjusting. Michigan's first score didn't come from the offense. It came from Will Johnson. Will Johnson picked off the Kaliamanis. How you say this kid's name? Kaliakmanis. Ethan Kaliakmanis. Will Johnson picked that kid off at 14 minutes and 48 seconds for a pick six, and he ran it back into the end zone for Michigan's first score. At that point, Michigan went up 7-zip. So again, Michigan's first score came from the defense and not from the offense. You love to see that because that bodes well for the rest of the game. Let's see. Michigan's first offensive series took place at 12 minutes and 40 seconds. At 10 minutes and 12 seconds, Michigan converted on a 4th and 1. JJ completed a pass. It looks like to Khalil Mullings. You take these notes, and sometimes there's scribbles, and you don't remember what this means. But I have written down JJ to Khalil Mullings. I think JJ threw a pass to Khalil Mullings. There was a big Cornelius Johnson drop on 3rd down on that drive, which stalled out that drive. James Turner then kicked the field goals, probably from 30 or some odd yards, to put Michigan up 10-zip. All right, so Michigan went up early 10-zip. Let's see. At 3 minutes and 21 seconds, Makari Page got a big tip on the Minnesota quarterback. I'm not going to try to say his name. That saved the first down. I think there was a Minnesota wide receiver that was wide open, and that tipped ball by Makari Page ended that drive for Minnesota. And Minnesota, again, they were having success on the ground against our defense. At that point, at 2 minutes and 35 seconds, Minnesota kicked about their kicker kicked about a 50-yard field goal to put them on the board, and the score was 10-3. Please smash that like button. If you haven't, the likes are free, and they help the channel out, and they help me out quite a bit. Now, here, before I go on with my notes, as I was watching today's game, see, each of these games, the way the schedule was laid out, Abdul Gaines made fun of our schedule earlier on in the night, saying that Michigan is playing a high school schedule. That's one of Abdul Gaines' favorite jokes. But the way the schedule is going, it's like the old video game Punch-Out, where we're playing these opponents. They're getting steadily better, but these are still lower tier opponents. And in the broadcast, they put it up. Our hardest stretch of games is going to be in November: Penn State, Maryland, and Ohio State. So it's going to be a bit of a climactic ending for our football team. But in the meantime, we're fighting lower level contenders. We're playing lower level contenders. And as I was watching the game, I was thinking, if Minnesota had better quarterback play with the way they were running the ball early, they could have made this more of a game. But that kid they had in there, I'm not going to try to say his name. No, I'll try to say it one more time. Kaliakmanis. Yeah, Ethan Kaliakmanis. He took over for a Tanner Morgan who graduated. Please smash that like button. If they had a better air attack to go with that running game that they had, they would have put up more of a fight. Okay, but against lesser opponents, our team was like a boa constrictor. Someone made this analogy. Our team is like a boa constrictor that wraps itself around you, and then as the game goes on, we squeeze tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter to the point where we're just pounding these lesser opponents into submission. So we're not going to see how good our team is until that final stretch against Penn State, Maryland, and Ohio State. Okay, in the second quarter, there was a big Blake Corum run at 13 minutes and 12 seconds. Blake Corum scored from the 1-yard line with 10 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. At 8 minutes and 59 seconds, Josiah Stewart registered another sack on this Ethan Kaliakmanis kid. I should probably stop trying to say it. Michael Burden has entered the building. Michael Burden, go blue. Thank you for stopping through, and thank you for your continued support. Abdul, okay, I'll read Abdul Gaines' comment here, even though he's just trolling us. He says, we need Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA in our conference. I hope relegation comes to major college football one day. We have some dregs in the Big Ten that need to be relegated. Okay. Abdul, I'm not sure what that means. All right. Josiah Stewart sacked their quarterback at 8 minutes and 59 seconds. Our defense got good pressure on their quarterback as the game went on and stuffed their running game more and more as the game went on. Let's see. There was a deep Cornelius Johnson caught a deep ball with 6 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the second quarter. At 5 minutes and 50 seconds, JJ ran the ball into the end zone, putting Michigan up 24-3. So that Blake Corum touchdown put us up 17-3, and the JJ McCarthy run put us up 24-3. Mason Graham registered a sack at 4 minutes and 53 seconds. And then Minnesota threw a deep ball. They got a deep touchdown pass to Daniel Jackson with 6 seconds left to go in that second quarter. And as a matter of fact, there was some controversy about how PJ Fleck handled that final timeout, but they got that deep bomb just before halftime. So at halftime, Michigan led 24-10. In the third quarter, let's see, Michigan went 3 and out at 14 minutes and 17 seconds. There was another big deflection. This one was by Braden McGregor with 13 minutes and 22 seconds left. That caused Minnesota to go 3 and out. So both teams went 3 and out immediately after halftime. Michigan deferred at the beginning of the game, and they got the ball back at the beginning of the second half. So at 8 minutes and 28 seconds, JJ McCarthy ran the ball in the end zone once again. That put Michigan up 31-10. At 6 minutes and 56 seconds, Mason Graham registered another sack. So our defense was getting in the backfield. Our defensive line, our front seven, they were getting in the backfield and putting pressure on the Minnesota quarterback for most of the game. And then at 3 minutes and 20 seconds, JJ McCarthy hit Colston Loveland for a touchdown, putting Michigan up 38-10. And at 1 minute, with 1 minute and 43 seconds left in the third quarter, Keon Sabb snatched his own pick six and ran that back into the end zone, putting Michigan up 45-10. At that point, I wrote down in all caps, game over. The game was over. Well, the game was probably over after Colston Loveland scored, but that Keon Sabb pick six, that definitely, yeah, that was the final nail in the coffin. Jack Tuttle went in with 25 seconds left in that third quarter, so JJ was done. In the fourth quarter, with 9 minutes and 21 seconds left, Leon Franklin scored a touchdown that was set up by a long Jack Tuttle run that put Michigan up 52-10. And then at 6 minutes, with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Coach Harbaugh and the offensive coaching staff put Jaden Denegal in there. So I guess who's the other backup quarterback? It's not Alan Bowman. It's Davis Warren. I guess Davis Warren has fallen to be the fourth quarterback because he didn't see the field tonight. So that was that. So Michigan won handily and decisively 52-10. And they looked good. And they looked like the number 2 team in the nation. And I think this was the kind of output that we were looking for in the first 3 games against ECU, Bowling Green, and who was that other team? UNLV. this is the dominant performance that we were looking for early on. So the team seems to be hitting a bit of a stride now, but we're ultimately not gonna know what they have and what we have in its entirety until those last 3 games. Please smash that like button if you haven't. If you're just coming in, please keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. I'm going to read some of these comments before I go over the statistics. Please smash that like button. Those help the channel out and they help me out as well. Let's see. Abdul Gaines says the bottom 3 teams in Premier. Why are we talking soccer, Abdul? Okay, I'll humor you. I'll humor you. The bottom 3 teams in Premier League soccer at the end of each season are relegated, which means they're kicked out of the Premier League and they have to play their way back in. This guy, I tell you, he's always coming up with something. Let's see. Raheem Gaines says, this is an excellent question. He says, any concerns about Donovan Edwards' quiet start to the season? No, because you have to remember when Donovan ripped off those 2 beautiful runs against your Ohio State Buckeyes, he was the go-to guy. So Blake was out, so Donovan was the go-to guy. So if I recall correctly, Donovan had a surgery in the offseason. And so Blake is back at 100%. So Donovan is not getting all the carries right now. We graduated some players off our offensive line. So the offensive line has had to gel as well. So, it's a thing of him coming off this injury. It's a thing of reps. And it's a thing of Blake coming back as well and Blake being very effective. And they're 2 different kinds of runners. But also now what's good for us is that Khalil Mullings is coming on strong. He's showing some productivity from the backfield as well. And he's a bigger back than both Blake and Donovan. So no, I'm not worried about Donovan. And as a matter of fact, Donovan looked like he was a little more comfortable out there tonight. And it looked like he was being a little more productive out there tonight. So no, I'm not worried about Donovan. Hey guys, keep commenting there. Keep letting me know what you think in the chat. I'm going to go over the stats from the game really, really quickly here. And then I'm going to go over the stats from or the scores from the rest of college football today. I know it's late out there on the East Coast. I appreciate you guys being up with me. It is 9:39 here in the Mountain Time Zone. By the way, I went inside. Those of you who, if you haven't, take a look at my community tab. My Science Writers Conference, part of it is in Folsom Field here in Boulder. It's a pretty stadium. It's a nice stadium. It's not the big house, but it's an impressive facility. And the Colorado merch, I don't want to sound like a broke guy. I mean, our dollar is weak. The prices are inflated. We're in a recession, but that Colorado merch, it's a lot more expensive than the Michigan merch. It's a lot more expensive than the merchandise at the Emden on the University of Michigan Central Campus. So the Coach Prime effect. Please smash that like button if you haven't. Okay. So the statistics. J.J. McCarthy went 14 for 20 for 219 yards and 1 touchdown through the air. Okay. The Ethan Kaliakmanis kid from Minnesota, he went 5 for 15 for 52 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. He was under pressure and running for his life for most of the night. Blake Corum carried the ball 9 times for 69 yards and 1 touchdown. And let's see, Cornelius Johnson caught 3 balls for 86 yards. Everybody, please smash that like button if you haven't. The likes are free. They help out. No matter how long you stay, if you're hopping in and hopping out, please just help me out. All right. Michael Burden said prime time prices. Yeah, Michael Burden. Yeah, if you the Colorado merch, bling bling. We're coming. One of the Colorado T-shirts said, "We're coming." All right. So let me go over here to the box score. Keep letting me know what you guys thought about tonight's game or anything in the chat there. Yeah. So JJ, I already read his stats. Jack Tuttle was 2 for 2 for 22 yards. Jaden Denigal was 0 for 1. Blake Corum carried the ball 9 times for 69 yards and 1 touchdown. Khalil Mullings carried the ball 8 times for 47 yards. And Johnny was right. Khalil Mullings is a different runner than Blake and Donovan. Blake is shifty. He's got the thick thighs. He's physical. Donovan is a more shifty but swift, versatile back. Khalil Mullings is a stronger back. So he carried the ball 8 times for 47 yards. Donovan Edwards carried the ball 4 times for 20 yards. Jack Tuttle carried the ball once for 18 yards. And JJ carried the ball 4 times for 17 yards. And let's see, Roman, Tavier Dunlap, and Leon Franklin and Jaden Denigal, they also rushed the ball as well. Leon Franklin scored his first touchdown late in the game when all the starters were being expelled. In terms of receiving, Cornelius Johnson caught 3 balls for 86 yards. Roman Wilson caught 3 balls for 56 yards. No touchdowns for Roman tonight. Donovan Edwards caught 4 balls for 25 yards. And Colston Loveland caught 1 ball for 24 yards and 1 touchdown. That was JJ's only touchdown pass tonight. But going back to Raheem James's question about Donovan Edwards, yeah, so Donovan carried the ball 4 times for 20 yards, and he caught 4 balls for 25 yards. So I think in this year's offense, Donovan is going to be kind of like a Marshall Faulk, Trunk candidate, greatest show on turf type of back. So he's not going to be looked at to do just one thing. He's going to be looked at to do multiple things. Let's see. And Samaj Morgan caught 2 balls for 13 yards. H.A. Barner caught 2 balls for 24 yards. And Khalil Mullings, caught 1 for 13 yards. That was my note there. JJ connected with Khalil Mullings early in the game. There were no fumbles. Let's see. Yeah, Mason Graham registered 1 sack. Josiah Stewart registered 1. Okay, so our defense only got 2 sacks tonight. I thought there were more. Will Johnson snatched 1 interception. That was his pick 6, and then Keon Sabb also snatched 1 interception for his pick 6. And this is the punt return yardage and the kicking. James Turner was 1 for 1 for 1 field goal, and he connected on all of his extra points. Let's see, Tommy Doman punted 3 times for 128 yards. All right, I'm going to go over the team stats here, and then I will wrap this up. Please keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. Let me mute this. All right. Michigan registered 18 first downs. They were 5 for 10 on third down and 1 for 1 on fourth down. Michigan generated 432 total passing. I'm sorry. Michigan generated 432 total yards. They generated 241 passing yards. Michigan generated 191 rushing yards. Michigan registered 1 penalty for 10 yards. The Wolverines did not turn the ball over. And they held the ball for 28 minutes and 48 seconds. So they Minnesota just won the time of possession, but Michigan won every other stat. Let me read a comment here. Okay. Abdul Gaines says, even though the Wolverines are undefeated and look like the best team in the Big Ten right now, any units on the team that concern you? So are there any units on the team that concern me? Well, Abdul, I think we want our offensive line to continue to gel. I think Oluwatimi graduating last year, that was a big hole to fill. So as long as our offensive line continues to gel, I think we'll be okay. I don't know if Rod Moore played tonight. Will Johnson is back, and he looked really, really good. But I don't know if Rod Moore is back. So our front seven looks good. The secondary may be the weakest link on our defense. Yeah, Rod Moore played. He played. He had 2 solo tackles. He had 2 solo tackles tonight. All right. So our offensive line and our secondary, Abdul. I think those are the 2 things that we need to gel. Let me see some more comments here. Let's see. Andy K says, where is TJ Stokes? I think he's battling injury. Yeah, I think he's battling injury. Richard Neese, I don't know if I said that correctly. He says, great win tonight for the offense. The defense needs to play better if we want to be Big Ten champions again. Yeah, I think, those long runs that Minnesota got early, those had me thinking that this was going to be a long game. So, but we're just talent-wise and in terms of physicality and experience, we were just better than them. But what happens when you play Penn State and Ohio State? So, Jay Marion says, Rod is in a snap count, I think. Rod is on a snap count, I think. Okay. You guys keep letting me know. Okay, let me read Andy Case's comment. I didn't get this one. He says, I think Harbaugh is reducing carries for both Corum and Edwards to reduce wear and tear on both of them by playing Mullings more. Yeah, I mean, 3 backs are better than 2. Yeah, absolutely. And he gives a different look. He has a different level of physicality. And you don't want someone going out with a knee injury the way Blake went out last year. So you're probably right. And that would be the smart thing to do. All right. Rich. Let's see. He says, I totally agree, Sir Itniece. Richard. It's niece. Sir, it's niece. Okay. All right. All right. Please smash that like button if you haven't. I'm going to go over some of these other scores from the the Big Ten for all of college football. Wait a minute. So next week, the Wolverines are hosting the Hoosiers back at the Big House. So the Wolverines are going back home to host the Hoosiers. That is a noon kickoff. All right. So some of the other scores from college football. All right. So there was a big game in Columbus. When I was at my conference and I looked at my phone, Ohio State and Maryland were tied 17-17. And then the Buckeyes pulled away to win 37-17. LSU defeated Missouri 49-39. Oklahoma defeated Texas 34-30. UCLA defeated Washington State 25-17. UNC defeated Syracuse 47. UNC is playing some ball this year. Alabama defeated Texas A&M 26-20. Florida State defeated Virginia Tech 39-17. Georgia defeated Kentucky 51-13. Georgia is still the bully on the block. Louisville defeated Notre Dame 33-20. So Notre Dame has 2 losses. Ole Miss defeated Arkansas 27-20. We defeated Minnesota 52-10. Georgia Tech defeated Miami 23-20. Wyoming defeated Fresno State 24-19. Right now, Oregon State is up on California 28-17, and Arizona is up on USC 17-7. Did I miss? Yeah, for some reason the Colorado game isn't here. Let me refresh this. Yeah, Colorado. Yeah, Google did not list out Colorado. That's probably why I missed the Iowa game 2 weeks ago, because they don't have it here. But Colorado defeated Arizona State down in Tempe not long ago. And Raheem Gaines and Abdul Gaines were pretty excited about that. Let's see. Colorado versus Arizona State. Yeah, Colorado defeated Arizona State 27-24. All right. Rich made another comment here. He says, I think Michigan is way better than Alabama. I hope we play them in the playoffs. Go Big Blue. Well, Alabama will have to move up from number, let's see, where are they? It looks like Alabama is ranked number 11. So for Alabama to get into the playoff, they have a lot of ground to cover. Someone's going to have to fall out from those 10 teams ahead of them for them to get in. I'm not sure I want to play Alabama, though, just because. Abdul Gaines. What did Abdul Gaines say? He says, check out the ending of the Georgia Tech Miami game. That was a tragic loss, and the head coach needs to be fired tonight. Okay, Abdul Gaines doesn't have patience for most coaches who lose. All right. So yeah, everyone, that was it. So another decisive win for the Wolverines, but as with the previous wins, we have to approach this with caution, because this is not one of the stronger opponents that the Wolverines are going to face. And those final 3 games of the Big Ten season, those are going to tell us the story of what we really have. So. That's all I've got. Do you guys have anything else? How do you guys feel going forward? Do you guys have anything else? You guys have any other thoughts about tonight's game up in Minneapolis? Richard says, I believe. All right. So Richard believes we are playoff bound. Raheem Gaines, Abdul Gaines, that means that we will beat you guys again. So let's see. Let's see what happens at the end of November. Hashtag Thanksgiving 2023. So there we are. So yeah, so this that's the pattern. Teams come out and they might gash us once or twice, but we have the athletes on that side of the ball, and Jesse Minter seems to make good adjustments at halftime, and then in the second half up to this point, the opposing offenses get nothing for the remainder of the game. So that seems to be our pattern up to this point. So let's see if it holds true into November. Let's see. Andy K says, one game at a time. Thanks for the live stream. Andy, thank you for stopping through. I appreciate the viewership and the subscribership. Michael Burden says, good win. The only thing better than 6-0 is 7-0. Yeah, the Wolverines should go into Happy Valley, assuming they stay healthy. The Wolverines should go into Happy Valley. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. What's that? 9-0. They should go in there 9-0. Yeah, that's going to be a crazy game. That's going to be a revved up crowd and a hostile environment, and I can't wait. I can't wait. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that everybody stays healthy up to that point. All right. I have another day of my conference tomorrow. So I will try to do something. I will try to stick with my pattern and my schedule, and I will try to get a prediction video up on Monday night. Let's see if I can do it from this hotel room. So that's my plan. So look out for that. And yeah, go blue. It was a good win, and it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Everyone, this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar. I am a Michigan alum and a Michigan fan. So I am an alum and a fan, and a writer and a blogger and a scientist and all those things. Shout out to Bo Lido. Respect is earned. If you see fit, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And my Cash App and PayPal are below in the description box, and you can leave a super thanks if you watch this on the playback and you want to donate something. That's up to you. My newsletter is below in the description box, and I think that's it. I'll wrap this up here. So it's midnight on the East Coast. So thank you to those of you who are up with me here watching this. All right. The phone is getting Oh boy, it came back. All right, the phone overheated, so you guys lost me here. And I try to go on through the PC, but this is clearly better quality. Anyway, let me do that again. So go blue. As always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Who's got it better than us? Bye-bye.